Right, guys, we are back with another video. So today's video is going to focus on two of the main questions that I wanted to ask when I was a beginner. So chances are that some of you might also have these similar types of questions. So the first one is, how quick does grass grow? So I remember I laid it down and I wanted a result straight away. I wanted to see some growth. So that was one of my main questions. How fast would it take if I lay it down? And then the second was, what are the best conditions to grow grass seed on? When you watch different channels, there's different things that people do. And sometimes it was hard to get my head around that. So what we're going to do today is a little experiment that tests some of these conditions, and then we'll see which performs the best. So today, the grass seed that we're going to be focusing on is this one. I don't know if the camera will zoom in. So we're going to be using Johnson's lawn seed. And as you saw in the first video, we just use Speedy seed from Amazon. So I'm trying to use seed that is regularly available on the market, if that makes sense, not something expensive that's out of reach. I'm trying to use something that you can get, particularly if you're just beginning in lawn care or trying to improve your lawn. You don't always have tons of money to spend on grass seed and maybe the experience and the interest to do that straight away. So I'm just trying to use things that are readily available. So yeah, I think this was like £3.99, covers 26 square meters. But anyway, that's what we're going to be using. Let's get more into the experiment. Let me explain it a little bit further. Let's go. Right, so as you can see, I've got 6 different lunch boxes, and in each one, we're going to be growing the seed in different conditions and then see which one performs the best. I don't know why I've got the box in the background. Makes it look like I'm sponsored, but no, I can assure you that this video is not sponsored. So, yeah, 6 different boxes. So in the first box, what we're going to have in that box over there is we're going to grow the grass seed, but not cover it with anything. So we're just going to throw it down. And then in the second one, we're going to cover the grass seed with a little bit of topsoil. And then in the third one, we'll be covering the grass seed with some compost. But in the back one, in the back row, we're going to repeat the same as we have in the front, and I'll explain it a little bit, I'll label it all, but we're going to put fleece on top. So we'll see which condition is the best for the grass seed. Now, the soil that's in the lunch boxes, I just dug up from my garden to try and actually create the similar conditions to what I would do if I was just laying the seed on top of the soil. I didn't want to just buy topsoil from the shops and then put that, because that's obviously been screened, so it's a little bit of a better condition than you'd get in your garden. So yeah, so I've tried to do it that way so that it gives a good indication of um, what it's actually like. So anyway, let's get on with it, and I'll show you the different things that I'll be doing with these lunch boxes. So right, so for context, as you can see, I've placed it right near the grass, just so that it's as close to replicating the rooting as possible. So if birds are interested, then they'll come for it because it's near the grass. You normally get quite a few birds in that tree over there. So yeah, so that's that. So it's placed pretty close to the grass as well. And that's that. So you've got the right one, far right, no cover, middle topsoil, left compost, and then at the back is the same as the front but with fleece over. Worth noting that in each of the tubs there's the same amount of seed. So yeah, let's see how it does, and I'll keep you updated on the conditions as well of each particular day. Then we'll keep track and see how long it takes and which one is the quickest. So on to day 2. Right, so day 6, and we finally have something to report. So let's have a look. So as you can see, we've got the 6 here. So the one with the least germination so far is this one. So the one that is exposed, no top dressing, no fleece. I'm not surprised because it's been quite warm, so it's the one that I've had to be watering the most and the one that dries out the quickest. So no action, as you can see. Oh, actually, we do have one little shoot on there, on the first one. I don't know if the camera will zoom. Yeah, so that's that one. And then the one with compost but no fleece has around 3 shoots. So you can see here, 1, 2, 3. So that hasn't done too bad, but again, not impressive. But it's only day 6. And then this one is the one with compost and no fleece. Not done too bad again. 1, 2, 3, around 3 shoots, if you can get that there. And then these at the back are the ones that I've done the best. So under the fleece, and surprisingly, I think anyway, the one with no top dressing but fleece has actually done the best, I think. So far it's germinated the quickest. As you can see, plenty of little shoots coming up. And then this one with topsoil, let me just zoom out a little bit. This one with topsoil and fleeced, again, has done a lot better than the ones at the front. So if you have a look, you can see loads of little green shoots. So obviously the fleece does have its benefit because it's able to keep the moisture in a little bit more, and also keep the soil temperature high. And then this one, I think it's between this one. So this one with compost and fleece has also done pretty well. But you can see day 6 overall, the ones at the back with the fleece are faring a lot better. So you can see from these images that the ones at the front with no fleece started to germinate around day 10, so around 4 days slower than the ones with the fleece, and the ones at the front tended to dry out a lot quicker. I found that I was having to water them a lot more than the fleeced ones at the back, so that's one thing to consider as well when you do yours. So we're going to do the final one inside because it's quite windy outside. So here you've got the grass samples in the order that they were outside. So the back 3 are the ones that had fleece on, and as you can see, if you rewind the video back, they germinated the quickest. So around day 6 they had the fastest and the most germination as well. I'm not surprised by this because obviously the fleece is able to retain more moisture, it's warmer, and I was watering these a lot less than the front 3. Now the front 3, especially the one that was top dressed with compost and topsoil that germinated around 4 days slower than the ones at the back with the fleece. The one that performed the least quickest would be the top right one, which was the one that was not covered and the seed was just on top with no top dressing. Now, part of the reason why this one performed the least was because, when I say the least, the slowest to germinate, was because, again, the seed is exposed, so it's a lot harder to keep that one moist. That's the one that I had to keep watering the most, but yet you can see that it has the least germination. So I'll zoom into them to show you a little bit. So this one was the one at the back, Fleece and Compost. And as you can see there, that's done pretty well. I would say that one's done the best and was growing the quickest as well. So that's the root system of it. So yeah, so that's quite a lot if you look at it now. So that one was the best performing one. And then if we go back to this one, which was the one with no cover on, here you can still see that that has some seeds still to germinate, and it is a lot thinner than this one in comparison. So if you have a look at these two, so this was the one that wasn't covered with anything, and then if you compare it to this one that was Compost and then Fleece as well, you can see that though both of them are doing okay now, this one is a lot thicker and it germinated a lot quicker. So this was day 6, and then this one is only catching up now when the experiment is coming to an end. So you can see the differences there. So I'll put that back. Oh, hopefully it doesn't sink. So yeah, so that's it really. So again, it just depends on what your plans are. So obviously if you want things to germinate a lot quicker, then obviously you'd go with one of these methods, because they did equally as well. So if you see, these were the ones that were fleeced, but either top dressing, topsoil or compost, there wasn't much in it. If you sort of look around day 6, all of them did equally as well. So it's up to you in terms of what suits you, but these definitely germinated a lot quicker. These two were around 4 days behind, and then that one is still going on now. So again, that one's obviously the cheapest because you're just throwing the seed on top. So again, it's a lot harder to maintain that method. You'd have to have a look at the weather, make sure that it's not raining. No, make sure that it's raining and you're going to get plenty of moisture, but you can't have too much rain because the seed might get washed away. But if you can stay on top of your watering, then you might consider that method. For example, I know it's obviously if you've got a bigger garden and a bigger area, you might just want to throw seed down. Obviously, this is the most expensive method because you're having topsoil and then compost and then you're fleecing on top as well. So the bigger your lawn is, the more expensive it is. So yeah, so it's up to you really. And these again, 4 days slower than these, but if you look now, though they're a little bit slower, it all pretty much looks the same as well. So again, depends on your budget, depends on the time. This one's always my method, depending on the side. So a little bit of compost provides nutrition, and then you also have the fleece as well. And then again, that took 6 days, but bear in mind the conditions that you've got now. So I'll just take some still images of these anyway, and then end the experiment there. Hopefully you found something useful. Again, the biggest question was that one, because people always ask, can you just throw seed down? Will it grow? Yes, it does, but obviously, as you can see, even up to now, it's still sort of trying to find its sort of rhythm in terms of the speed and the thickness as well. So it is obviously slower, but it does work even if you just threw seed on top. So hopefully this has opened your eyes up to the different methods. And yeah, so I'll just do some still images now.